Hello everyone. Today, we would like to present our research on interpersonal stress among first-year university students, focusing on the differences between students living with their family and those living alone. Our names are Ukyo Hirakata, Haruto Tomishige, So Nagai, and Hinano Minami. Previous research. First, I will introduce some previous research related to our topic. According to a study by Nonaka, Inedani, and Yamazaki, university students who have a high stress management self-efficacy, meaning a strong belief that they can handle stress well, are less likely to experience interpersonal stress. This research suggests that stress from friendships, classes, or club activities is not only caused by the situation itself, but also by how individuals perceive and cope with stress. Based on this idea, we decided to focus on interpersonal stress among first-year university students. Purpose. Next, I will explain the purpose of our study. The purpose of this research is to examine what kinds of interpersonal stress first-year students experience and what factors have reduced or increased that stress. In particular, we focused on differences based on gender, academic major, and living arrangement, meaning whether students live with their family or live alone. Questionnaire survey. Now, I will talk about our questionnaire survey. We conducted a questionnaire survey using Google Forms. The participants were 20 first-year students at Kobe University. The gender ratio was approximately 1:3, male to female, which is similar to previous research. About half of the students lived with their family, and the other half lived alone. The questionnaire consisted of about 40 questions, including experiences of interpersonal stress, emotional reactions, and stress management self-efficacy. Result 1. Here are some results from questionnaire. Many students reported experiences such as being given an unpleasant look, being misunderstood, and feeling confused or uncomfortable in social situations. When we compared the results by gender and academic measure, we found no large differences. However, when comparing by living arrangement, differences became more noticeable, especially in how strongly stress was felt and how long it lasted. Consideration 1. Based on the questionnaire results, we made several observations. First, gender and academic measure did not seem to significantly affect interpersonal stress. This suggests that interpersonal stress is a common experience for university students, regardless of these factors. On the other hand, living arrangement did not appear to matter. Students living alone tended to report stronger stress and fewer chances to release it through daily communications. Interview survey. To better understand these differences, we conducted an interview survey. We interviewed 5 students, 2 living with their family, 2 living alone, and 1 who did not clearly fit either pattern. The purpose of the interviews was to explore how daily life influences stress, emotional recovery, and coping behavior. Interview results. Living with family. First, I will introduce the results from respondent A and B. Living with their family. These students often talk about family as a source of emotional support. They mentioned talking with parents, having meals together, or simply being in the same space as family members. As a result, their stress tended to be lighter and did not last long. Even if something stressful happened at university, they felt that their overall life was still stable. Living alone. Next, I will talk about respondent C and D. They are living alone. These students often said that they spent a lot of time alone after stressful events. They tended to cope by themselves, such as watching video or playing games. Many mentioned that stress sometimes remained for several days, and feeling of loneliness or anxiety increased when relationships did not go well. This suggests that living alone can make stress management more self-dependent and emotionally damaging. These are our results. We did 5 interviews, but one who did not clearly fit either pattern, so I will briefly introduce this slide. Result 2. Here is a summary of interview results. Students living with their family generally showed lighter stress, faster recovery, and emotional processing through family communication. Students living alone showed heavier stress, slower recovery, and more continuous feeling of alienation. Their ideal relationships often emphasized connection and emotional security. Consideration 2. We believe these differences occur because of daily communication and psychological safety. Living with family provides a stable environment where students can talk about worries naturally. This makes it easier to put stress into perspective. In contrast, students living alone often lack such everyday interaction, which can lead to internalized stress and experiencing it for a long time. Summary. To summarize our study, first, we found no significant differences based on gender or academic measure. Second, we found clear differences based on living arrangement, especially in severity and recovery speed. Third, these differences seem to come from whether students have a trusted and nearby person to communicate with in daily life. Finally, we suggest that having someone to talk to casually is an important factor in reducing interpersonal stress among university students. Thank you very much for listening to our presentation. We sincerely appreciate your time and attention.